evening. I think we're just going live. Yes. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's okay. Monday night live. I am yet again in the sunbed room at the gym. Yet again on cousin duties, picking up my cousin from gymnastics. But tonight we've got our masterclass on picking the right diet for you, how to choose the right diet for you. So if you're watching, then just throw #live or say hello in the comments just so I know who's viewing. I can see there's a few people on at the minute. Obviously if you're watching this in the future, then just put #replay. And then like I say, I can see, hi Di, who's watching and who's commenting, and we can make it a little bit more interactive. So obviously, like I say, tonight's masterclass, hi Sharon, is going to go through how to pick the right diet for you, different options that you do have available, what you have to look out for each diet. Obviously, if there is any questions or there's anything that you want me to cover, then I'll do that at the end, because it's quite hard for me to kind of get out what I need to get out and then kind of look at the questions as well. Hello Donna, hello Sandra. Oh nice, a few of you ladies on tonight, that's nice. So yeah, so if I don't go over what you want covering, then just drop me a comment and I'll either go through it on the live, or like I say, if you're watching it in the future, then I'll go over it when I pick it up afterwards. So like I say, tonight we're doing a little bit of a talk on how to pick the right diet for you. So normally we kind of fall for the gimmicks when it comes to weight loss, but we need to evaluate diets carefully to find the right one for you. So when it comes to weight loss, there's so much advice out there, and I can understand that it does get a little bit overwhelming. You see the next best thing in magazines, books, websites that promise you that you can lose all the weight you want for good. So to do this, they suggest that you kind of use diets that get rid of fats or carbs, or use superfoods, or there's a special supplement, or there's going to be a tablet that we can all take to lose weight. We've all been there. We've all taken the tablets from China that make us shake, that we shouldn't be taking. Anything. It's the new best thing for us to do. But with so many options, how do you know what approach is going to work for you? So I've just come up with like a few suggestions on what you should consider when you're choosing a weight loss program. So you need to think about your personal needs. So there's no one diet or weight loss plan for everyone. You need to think about your preferences, your lifestyle, your weight loss goals, and you need to pick a plan that you can tailor to your needs. So before starting any kind of program, you need to think about diets that you've tried before. And I know that might be a long list for some of us ladies. I know it is for me. I think I've done every diet going. But you need to think about kind of what you liked and what you disliked about them. So were you able to follow the diet? Was it maintainable for you? What worked and what didn't work? How did you feel physically and emotionally while on the diet? So I know some extreme diets, you know, you can feel like you've got brain fog or less energy, and you need to be thinking about all these things. So your preferences. So do you prefer to do a weight loss program on your own? Do you want support from someone? Do you like doing that in a group, like you do on the good old Slimming World and Weight Watchers groups, which was horrendous from my experience, but I never used to stay for the groups, I must admit. But if you like group support, do you want online support, do you want in-person meetings, you know, what's going to benefit you most? Obviously your budget. So some weight loss programs require you to buy supplements or meals, visit weight loss clinics, attend support meetings, and does the cost fit your budget? So I know a lot of people, you know, do the shake diet and everything else, which I'll go through that shortly, but it's costing like £80-90 a week for the program. So it's just crazy. So you need to think about what you're actually putting in your body and what you can actually afford. And obviously there's other considerations as well. So do you have any health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, any allergies, some cultural, religious or ethnic requirements, preferences for food? So obviously, you know, if you're normally Asian, people eat a lot more carbs, so cutting out carbs as a food group wouldn't be ideal for that kind of ethnic minority. So you need to look for a safe and effective weight loss program. So It's tempting to buy into promises of fast and amazing weight loss, but a slow and steady approach is easier to keep up, and it often beats fast weight loss for the long term. So a weight loss of kind of half a pound to £2, which is 0.2 to 0.9 kilograms a week, is the typical recommendation. I know it's normally 14 stone in a day, as we've seen before, but it just doesn't stay off, and it tends to be that you're doing a diet that you mean lose a lot more water, so it's thinking about actual fat loss for you. So faster weight loss can be safe if it's done right. Some people will put you on a low calorie diet, but you do need medical supervision with them. Or at the start of a phase, you know, if you've been eating into the excess, they'll cut you right down, get your motivation up, and then obviously adjust your plan accordingly afterwards. So a successful weight loss requires a long-term commitment. It's not a fast fix, and you're making healthy lifestyle changes in eating, exercise and behaviour. So behaviour change is vital, and they could have the greatest impact on your long-term weight loss efforts. I've actually been discussing this in the gym tonight, and one of the trainer's clients has secretly gone off and had the surgery where like they reduce your stomach. It's not the sleeve, it's where they actually take out your stomach, 80% of your stomach. And while that might seem like the only option for you, if you've not learned about why you emotionally eat, what food you actually need to be putting on your plate and everything else, then unfortunately that's not the be all and end all. It's not going to be the problem. You know, when people go on strict diets, if they're not learning about why they're actually eating the way that they are, as soon as they come off the diet, they binge. I've seen it in front of my eyes. They've gone on a strict diet, they've followed a meal plan, and then at the end of the 8 weeks, they're literally shoving donuts in the mouth because they haven't had it for 8 weeks and they're so excited about having it that they just pile the weight back on straight away. And they've learned nothing because they've just been given a plan to follow. So you need to make sure that you're following something that you can live with. So flexibility. So a flexible plan that uses a variety of foods from major food groups. So vegetables, fruits, whole grains, dairy products, lean protein sources, nuts and seeds. So a flexible plan allows a treat now and then if you like it. The plan should include foods that you can find kind of in your local store and that you enjoy eating. Ideally you should be limiting alcohol, sugary drinks and high sugar sweets. The calories in their items just don't provide enough nutrients. So one of the diet plans, obviously when you're doing calories and things like that, or if it fits your macros, yeah, effectively you could lose weight by just eating McDonald's all day if you were in a calorie deficit. However, it's not optimal for you. You're going to feel like crap, and it does slow down your weight loss and your progress if you are drinking or having takeaways all the time. I see it with myself. I do drink at the weekend, but I know that that week is going to be a lot slower for me because your body takes so long to get rid of the toxins that are in your body that it's not working at its optimal best. So balance, you should include the right amount of nutrients and calories, which I've just kind of touched on too. So eating large amounts of some foods, so severely cutting calories or removing entire food groups can cause nutritional problems. So what I mean by that is people kind of jumped onto the gluten-free diet, and they were like, nah, we'll cut out bread, or say that if they cut out carbs altogether, they'll go on a diet, cut out carbs, and then as soon as they start eating carbs again, they'll bloat because the body's not used to it, and then they'll think that they've got an intolerance to it because they've removed the food group, and it's not right. It's just obviously your body is now reacting to a new food group, and it can cause problems later on down the line. So likability, so a plan should include foods that you like and that you would enjoy eating for life. So this is what I say to people when they come over to me. If you don't like the food that you're on the plan, that's on your plan, or it's too restricted and it becomes boring, you probably won't stick to it. So a lot of people think that they need to just eat salad all the time. You know, I have people saying to me, oh, I need to get my protein up, so I'm just going to start eating fish even though I don't like it. Don't do that, because if you start eating something that you don't like, it's not something that you're going to maintain. You've learned nothing about the nutrition side of it. It needs to be something that you're going to be eating all the time, but in the right levels. So activity, obviously. So your plan should include physical activity of some sort. So exercising plus fewer calories can help your weight loss boost up. So it offers many other health benefits, including countering the muscle mass loss that occurs with weight loss, and exercise is an important factor in maintaining weight loss. Obviously good for your mental health, good for your heart and everything else. And I'm not talking you've got to go out and do every single HIIT class on your next gym timetable, but literally just getting your steps in every day. If you did your steps every day, or just one gym class a week, it's going to be more beneficial for you to get your steps in every day. So types of diets that are available. So obviously we've got kind of Weight Watchers, Slimming World, all the big chain diets, which people do have success with. The problem that I've got, Weight Watchers I was alright with. I genuinely think Weight Watchers is based loosely on calorie counting, if I'm totally honest. The one I've got a problem with Slimming World is the fact that obviously they use good and bad foods. No food is good and bad. And the fact that you could have more strongbow dark fruits than you could an avocado was just a little bit ridiculous. Or the whole munching fruit means that it's a sin. Blended fruit means that this is sin. And it's just, some of the things are very confusing, and I've seen a lot of people that have got issues that have come from Slimming World that have got real mental issues around food. And actually it's been named as one of the worst diets to follow, to then have an eating disorder afterwards, because you've got disordered view of portion control. So that was actually named, I think it was late last year, as one of the worst diets to follow with Slimming World. So I'm not just battering people, I'm not just saying it can't be done. I know people have got results, but long term, is it maintainable for you? So we have kind of the no carb brigade, so keto, Atkins, anything like that, where it's like a high protein, low carb diet. Obviously protein should be in every diet really, it should be the main part of building up your diet. However, if you're cutting out carbs, then in a roundabout way, say you're going for ketosis. So ketosis in your body takes 2 weeks to be achieved. So what happens in this 2 weeks is that you deplete of water, which is the initial weight loss that you find straight away. You deplete all your muscles of water, and then you start getting brain fog and things like that, because your brain uses glucose from carbohydrates to feed from. So what your body needs to do is, because then it hasn't got the carbohydrates going in, it then needs to convert fat into glucose to feed to the brain. So you do get brain fog with it, which I know a lot of women already struggle with that, so why they put themselves through a diet that makes that worse, I'm not sure. It can be beneficial with people with IBS and PCOS and things like that, where they've already got high sugar in the blood and things like that. But on a whole, ketosis and low carb, I just don't think, if you like eating pizza or your takeaways or anything like that, because like I say, it takes 2 weeks to get into ketosis, and then literally it takes one food to bring you out of it again, and then you've got another 2 weeks before you go back into it. So if you like going out at the weekends, then that's not really the ideal diet for you, I'd say. So then we've got calorie counting. So that's what I do with my clients a lot of the time. And it's not that I want you calorie counting forever. The idea is that you have an idea of your portion control, how your portions should look on the plate, what should be in there. And I think it's a little bit of a wake-up call sometimes for people. When they put the calories in, they realise how much is actually in food. So I definitely get them calorie counting initially, just so that they can see how everything's nutritionally balanced, making sure that they're getting enough protein as a percentage throughout the day. I like the flexibility of it, because I know that I can go out at the weekend, have some food, and I can still track it and be accountable for it. However, it does have its downsides, and mainly because people aren't honest. I think there was a study once, and I think it said something like, I can't remember the number now, but there was only so many people that were actually completely honest with their tracking. I think it was a really low number. I'm sure it was about 26%, but I'll have to get back on the study on that, I'm not sure. And that even included dietitians that were doing the diet. It isn't 100% when you're tracking, and unless you're literally weighing absolutely everything that you're putting into your mouth and being honest with it, and you're not secret eating when you get in the car and you're having a bit of chocolate because no one will know, and you're not actually tracking it, and then you're going onto there, and because you don't really know how to use it, you put in a cup of rice instead of putting 150 grams of rice because you haven't changed the tracking of it. Or I was doing it once where I was putting my Lurpak on and I was thinking, yeah, it's about 5 grams. And when I weighed it, it was actually 12. So that's like over double what I was already predicting for it. So it can be up and down. It can get a bit obsessive, especially when people are trying to track all the macronutrients. It can get obsessive, so I can understand that that wouldn't be necessarily beneficial for everyone. So obviously then we have meal replacement. So we have like the Slim Fast, one-to-one diet, Celebrity Slim, I think that was another one that I did. There's loads of different ones. Now the idea with this is that you are replacing meals with one of their products, so whether that be a shake or a soup or anything else. And the problem with that is you end up on a very low calorie diet, normally around about 800 calories a day. Now unless you are medically supervised, you should not be intaking that much every day. I know that when you go on to studies it says that it's beneficial, but again these people were medically supervised when they were going through that stage. Now it actually says on the booklet when you join one-to-one or Cambridge or whatever else it is, it actually says that it can affect your hormones, it can affect your reproductive cycle, it can do all the rest of it. And people just go, yeah, that's okay, and don't actually understand the problems that it can cause, especially for women with your hormone cycles and everything. For eating so low, it can make you feel like absolute crap. And again, you're not learning anything about your diet. So really, I don't actually think that there is any positives to this. The only time that I would say that shakes are a positive is if you're rushing out the door and you can't make your breakfast, so that you have a shake, you have a protein shake. You certainly don't need to be spending £80 on the meal replacement things that they give you. A protein shake and some fruit would be absolutely fine. And like I say, that's only if you feel like you're going to be missing out on a meal and you need to get some nutrition in you. That's the only way that I'd say that that was beneficial for you. So we've done keto, calories, meal replacement. I think that's most of them covered. If there's anything else that you want me to cover, then let me know and I'll go over that with you and obviously go over the pros and cons of each. So like I say, you need to ask yourself these questions when evaluating your weight loss plan. So before you dive into a plan, take time to learn about it as much as you can. So just because a diet is popular or your friends are doing it doesn't mean that it's right for you. So you need to make sure you know what's involved. So does the plan provide any guidance that you can adapt to your situation? Does it require buying special meals or supplements? Is it online or is it in person? Does it teach you how to make positive, healthy changes in your life to help you keep up your weight loss? So what's behind the diet? So is the research and science to back up the weight loss approach? If you go to a weight loss clinic, what training have they got? Again, this is another thing with the one-to-one in Cambridge people. You know, they go on a course for a weekend that's biased because it's based on their diet and then tell you that they're nutritionally qualified. Well, you make your own mind up on that. I don't need to go into it. So obviously if they've got any certifications, any experience in helping people with these weight loss. So what are the risks? Could the weight loss program harm your health, which some of them can? Are the recommendations safe for you, especially if you have a health condition or you take medications? And what are the results? So how much weight can you expect to lose? Does the program claim that you'll lose a lot of weight quickly? Or that you can target certain areas of your body, which you can't, unfortunately. I wish you could, but you can't. Does it show before and after photos that seem too good to be true? And can it help you maintain that weight loss long term? So successful weight loss does require long-term changes to your eating habits and your physical activity. So this means you need to find something that you can embrace for life. It's not a diet, it should be a lifestyle change. So you're not likely to keep the weight off if you go on diet, back onto old habits, yo-yo and change different things. So diets that leave you feeling deprived and hungry can cause you to give up. Many weight loss diets don't encourage permanent healthy lifestyle changes, so even if you do lose weight, the pounds can quickly return once you stop dieting. And you'll always have to remain careful about your weight. But mixing a healthier diet with more activity is the best way to lose weight and keep it off long term to improve your health. So I hope that intermittent fasting. Thank you. I was thinking about that. So intermittent fasting is one my clients do use. So they use a mix of intermittent fasting and portion control. So what that is choosing a certain window of time to eat your food. So normally they say it's like an 8-hour window to eat your food and a 16-hour like fasting window effectively. So you can either do 10 till 6, 10 in the morning till 6 at night, or some ladies do 12 till 8. And again, it's another way of reducing your calories. That's all it is. It just sometimes makes life a little bit easier for people, because obviously if you're tending to snack in the morning in between your breakfast and your lunch, or you're snacking in the evening, at least you've got a time where you kind of say, I'm not going to do any more snacking. It's 6 o'clock, that's it, I'm not snacking anymore. So you can do that. But again, intermittent fasting is just a way of reducing your overall calories throughout the day. Normally, because in an 8-hour window, you can only nearly fit kind of 2 meals and a snack in at the best of times. However, you do have to keep thinking about your protein intake and making sure that you're getting enough fibre from your fruits and vegetables and everything like that to keep you full. So I hope that makes sense. If there's anything else that you want me to cover, then just let me know. I've also got a free handout that kind of goes through lifestyle things that you need to be thinking about. So if you want the handout, then just comment in the section below lifestyle and I'll send that out to you. And it goes over some of the considerations that you need for kind of diet and your macronutrients and everything else. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that it made sense. Like I say, if there's anything else that you want me to cover, then just let me know, drop me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So enjoy the rest of your evening, ladies. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all soon. See you later.